Should you watch luxury unboxing videos? Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. If you're new here, my name is Jasleen, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So the topic of today is, should you watch luxury unboxing videos? Are luxury unboxings here to stay? Are they done with? Are we fed up? Are we over them? Do we still love to watch them? Are they still popular? Should people be filming unboxings? So let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. I'd really love to hear your feedback and your views on this topic. So just following up to my last video on FOMO, that was very well received by a lot of you. Thank you so much for all your kind feedback, and I was reading through all of your comments and a lot of you guys made some excellent points, and I really do appreciate that. So I hope to get the same sort of discussion flowing in this video as well. So I've only been on YouTube for a short while now, since last June, kind of in the height of the global pandemic, but in my short experience here, I can already say that if I film an unboxing, it right away gets the most views, especially if it's a Chanel unboxing. It doesn't matter what other unboxing, it gets the most views. Whereas other videos like styling videos don't nearly get as much views. It's not really about views, but it just goes to show you what people like to watch. And it's a bit confusing because there is a bit of this distaste or this frustration expressed by us in the luxury community about unboxings, yet we still watch them. So let's try to understand what's going on. I personally love to watch luxury unboxings. I find them boring to film, I'll be honest with you. They're easy to film because you just open up a box and you show people, hey, this is what I bought, and that's end of story, and there you go. As compared to, say, styling videos where you have to change your outfits and you have to plan out outfits and you have to show things. It takes a little bit more, actually a lot more time and a lot more editing. But with an unboxing, it's very easy to film, yet you get so many views. A lot of people like to watch it. But I love to watch unboxing videos. I've been watching YouTube videos for so many years, kind of part of this luxury community, just like you guys are here. I've actively sought out these videos because they feed my interest. I like watching what people bought, and I love luxury. I love seeing new, beautiful things. Doesn't mean that I necessarily want the exact item or like the exact item, but I like to see what people got. It's just, maybe it's the nosy person in me, but it feeds my interest. I like pretty shiny things, so I like to watch videos like that. I like to watch them because, as I've said before, I get to window shop for free. Like, I get the thrill and excitement of opening up a new item, seeing a new Chanel bag, seeing all the packaging and all the frills, seeing what's new in store, but I don't have to get out of my house and I don't have to spend my own money. So somebody else is spending their own money, but I'm also getting the free ride. So it's kind of like pre-pandemic, when, I love how we're now like, you know, referring to things as pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, hopefully post-pandemic soon, but it's just like AD, BC, right? Like, but pre-pandemic, like, let's say if a friend of yours had to go shopping, and I know in my culture, you know, for weddings and all that, women like to accompany the bride's family to go shop for jewelry and gold and outfits, because they're not spending the money, but they get to get a taste of what's out there in the store. They get to window shop. They get like the free coffee and free tea and the, you know, kissing up of the sales associates, right? So let's say if you had a friend who was purchasing a handbag or purchasing something from Chanel, and you got to go along with them. You get that store experience with them, but you don't have to spend the money. So that's how I feel when I watch luxury unboxings. So unboxings have been criticized from time to time, and these are unboxings done by larger, more established YouTube influencers who seem to be making extortionate purchases on a weekly basis. Viewers start to feel inadequate and somewhat suspicious of how someone who seems like a regular person with no established or declared profession can go out and spend all this money. How I really got into watching YouTube videos was watching makeup reviews and makeup hauls. Like, I watched makeup tutorials. I was younger then, I didn't really know much about makeup. Actually, I think a lot of us in this age group like didn't know how to do our makeup, so we watched all these videos, and these YouTubers were starting from scratch, and then as they got viewers, they were then gifted a lot of these makeup palettes and makeup to review and show on their channel. And I remember at that time, Sephora actually came to Canada in like 2005, 2006 if I'm not mistaken. Used to have to buy makeup at like the Bay or like department stores or MAC, right? Like there really wasn't, you know, a makeup store, so we didn't have that. And it was very like it exploded. Like Sephora exploded, sales exploded, like people were buying, like they were buying and buying and buying. And I guess I was more intuitive enough to be like, okay, well, I like seeing all this, but I don't need all that. And I really didn't want to spend a lot of money on makeup palettes because these things go bad and there's only so much eyeshadow that I'm going to use. So I was very discerning with what I did buy, but it's not that I didn't buy stuff, I did, but I knew girls that were really influenced to buy a lot. Like I remember one of my mom's really good friends, she was telling, like, I mean, I was there and my mom was there, her daughter wasn't home, and she was like, I think she has a problem, like she has gone crazy with makeup. And I said, oh no, like, you know, it should be okay. But she's like, no, let me show you. And it was a whole room filled with, like, there were like those big Rubbermaid like containers filled with like makeup, every single palette imaginable. And I'm like, okay, is she a makeup artist? Like, is she becoming a makeup? And no, she's not. Maybe she will be, but I don't know. But she's bought all this stuff. So I can see how a lot of these videos can be a bit dangerous, because it can be, people can be easily impressionable and, you know, feel like they have to then buy all this stuff even if they can't afford it, or even if they don't need it. So over the years, we've become more and more aware. Influencers have been exposed, and I say that lightly, but I mean, there was just like, you know, all these theories about like influencers not being transparent with what they're getting and all that. So, or, you know, us as viewers have gotten older, like this, you know, cohort has gotten older, and we've kind of smell that, okay, obviously these people aren't buying this stuff all themselves, they are getting gifted these things. And also social media platforms have become a lot more stringent about declaring if you've been getting something for free in exchange for a video, or if you're being paid or something like that. So we've all just gotten more aware of all this. And there has been this sort of distaste for influencers, right? Because, you know, these people are getting stuff for free and they weren't declaring it, they weren't, you know, they weren't, what's the word? They weren't transparent about it, right? But now they are, and you know, people have realized, okay, like this, I'm not expected to buy all this stuff because obviously this person was gifted these things. Since the makeup tutorials and that era, and I feel like I'm kind of over that now because I'm not interested in watching that stuff anymore. Perhaps the younger generation is interested in watching it because they're discovering themselves, and you know, they're kind of playing with makeup, so they're more interested in those videos. And after that, I started to move on to other videos. So I like DIY videos, I like organization videos, I like decor videos, and I especially love luxury videos. So this is, you know, my pastime. I like watching stuff like that, and you know, I really enjoyed it, right? But then within luxury, there's unboxings, like unboxings of handbags and luxury small leather goods, luxury jewelry. There's also luxury hauls, like, you know, where people are unboxing or revealing clothing items that aren't necessarily cheap, like your $400, $500, sometimes $2,000, $3,000 for ready to wear, and they're just revealing all this. And most of the time we know that these people have been sponsored by these websites who sell these luxury items. It's no different than a lot of online retailers that sell fast fashion, right? That also sponsor influencers to do a clothing haul from their line, and we've seen a few of those. So there's that level that we kind of got like, okay, sick of, like, okay, that's a little bit excessive. Like, why are you buying, you know, $200 or $300 worth of clothes like nearly every week? And then it's even worse when you're buying 10, 20 items of luxury clothing that is very expensive on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. And then you have small fish. So I call myself small fish. I'm not a big influencer. I've only been on here for a little bit. I don't even think I'm an influencer. That's not my profession, guys. Like, this isn't my job. YouTube is my hobby. I like doing this because I like talking to you guys and I like sharing things about luxury with you guys, right? So I have a career and a job. So, but there's like that mid-level of unboxings, right? So I've done a few unboxings on my channel. Actually, I think a third of my videos have all been unboxings. And it's a little bit more than I'd like. I had a good shopping year. I bought very nice things and I'm very happy. I don't have any regrets, and that comes in phases. Like, I don't do that all the time. There's a spectrum, right? So you have people that we know, okay, like, this is way too much. Like, you're buying a new bag literally every 2 weeks or every month. And people can do whatever they want with their money. It's not us to judge, okay? Like, people, if they can afford it, let them spend it, right? Like, everybody spends money on different things. You might want to take that money and invest it. Maybe you're more, I'm not going to judge who's smarter with their money. You can do whatever you want with your money. And it's not our business, and we don't know what somebody's wealth is like and what their financial status is like, so we can't really judge. And we are, in a way, obsessed with people who do buy a lot of luxury, like, or people's luxury lifestyles. Like, why are we obsessed with the royal family? Like, why are we obsessed with keeping up with the Kardashians, right? Like, that show was a hit because a lot of people liked watching them on TV and on Instagram and seeing all the beautiful things that they're wearing. And we can argue if they've been gifted or not, or if they bought them themselves or not, but we're obsessed with what was that show on Netflix? I think it was called like the Bling Empire. Okay, like, that was a hit. People wanted to watch that because we want to see this luxe lifestyle. It's our fantasy. It's not something we see every day, and we want to watch it. We don't take it personally. We don't yell at these people, why are you buying all that? Or why are you buying this Louis Vuitton exclusive necklace? If you watch the show, let me know. But, we're obsessed with that. We like watching these things. Okay, so here are the pros as to why these are my pros, okay? Why I like to watch luxury unboxings and why I think they're here to stay. I don't think that they should be abolished from YouTube and that people should stop doing them. I do like them, and I also would love to share those unboxings from time to time, even though I find them boring to film. But it really formed part of my research, okay? Research. But before all these videos came out, before social media, luxury was very hidden. Like, it wasn't advertised to the general public as it is now. Like, you had to be in the know or in the loop or be visiting the boutiques to kind of get to know about their items. Like, you didn't get the knowledge of what certain bags were called. You didn't get a lot of that information. You didn't know what packaging to expect. You didn't know about seasons. Like, it was unattainable, and it was out of reach for many people who may have an interest for it, but they just didn't have the knowledge. So, and in visiting a boutique, if you have no experience with luxury or you don't know anything about bags or any of their items, can be intimidating, especially if you're younger, and some sales associates may not take you seriously. You might feel intimidated, and you become almost like you're deterred from buying anything, right? Even though you want to. So watching these unboxings was a way for me to get some insight as to what's out there. That was my research. So I got exposure. I knew what to ask for. I knew what a classic flap was. I knew what a race shoe was. I knew what a 255 was. I knew what a boy bag was. Like, I wouldn't have known that unless I watch these videos, and I think that's the case for a lot of us here. It can also help with when you're shopping pre-loved as well. So the pre-loved or pre-owned market is, you know, it can be hit or miss, and if you don't have a close-up shot of what these items look like on Instagram or on YouTube, on Pinterest, then you're not as informed when you're looking for a pre-loved item. Like although I always recommend, if you're gonna buy pre-loved, always get authenticated by a professional, but you know, at least, like, you know, you're not buying a bag that says Channel on it, right? And it says Chanel on it, right? So I'm exaggerating. But yeah, you get to see these items in person, and sometimes even if you go into a boutique, they don't have that item for you to see in person. So imagine with Hermes, right? Like if you wanted to buy a Birkin, like they don't have them out on display for you to look at. Like you can't really get information about the bag or see what it looks like. So watching unboxings, also reviews, but watching unboxings give you that insight as well. It can also be cathartic, okay? So catharsis is, you know, a term. Basically it means that you get to experience those emotions associated with shopping without actually undergoing the consequences or actually committing the act of shopping for that, okay? It's used in theater, okay? So it's cathartic. So, you know, you get the thrill of that shopping experience without actually, you know, shopping yourself or spending the money yourself. You may even get fed up of it. Like, it's just like when you see all these videos, you're probably just like, oh, you know what, I'm done. Like I've seen that too many times. No thank you, I want to move on to something else. It's very nice, but it's not for me. So in that way, these unboxing videos are cathartic. So whether we can afford that lifestyle or not, we still are obsessed with it. As I've said, we're obsessed with celebrities, we're obsessed with the royal family, we're obsessed with, you know, people who are famous for being famous, right? Keeping up with the Kardashians, you know, with influencers. We love watching what they have. It's not because we think we should have them or we want those things, but we like taking a peek into these lives, right? Because we want to get that experience, but we may not want all those things ourselves. So what are the cons? When can it become dangerous? So it can be dangerous. Watching unboxings over and over again can be dangerous, but you can be in control of this. So unboxings are criticized by some people as, oh, well, these are just women, and they always blame women, okay, for flaunting their luxury items online. And yes, I don't think that it's flaunting, it's sharing, okay? You're sharing because it's a group of people who share the common interest of these luxury items. So it's not like showing off. I think that's a very small-minded way of putting it, and especially when it comes to women that do these videos, you know, women get the worst out of it. Like if it was a man showing off his car, and there are pages on Instagram of men showing off their expensive cars, their expensive watches, but they don't get nearly as much shit for it than a woman who would unbox a $5,000 handbag. So these videos can make people feel inadequate and make them feel like they have to keep up with the Joneses. Especially if it's somebody unboxing these items that they feel that they're on a level playing field with, like if it's somebody that's kind of the same age group as you, perhaps same ethnicity, same gender, same you know, educational level as you, same sort of job as you, right? You think, well, how come she is buying these items and I can't? And it kind of creates a little bit of envy. We tend not to feel envious of people who we know are of like more elite status than us, or super loaded people who flaunt their wealth. Like we don't really compare ourselves to them. Keeping up with the Joneses is dangerous in every respect of life. It's not just with material things, mostly material things, right? You know, with homes, right? Like if so-and-so bought a big house, I need to go buy a big house. So-and-so bought a luxury car, I need to go buy a luxury car. Somebody went on vacation, I need to go on vacation. Like it is dangerous, and you know, you can't compare yourself to others. Like you're just gonna dig yourself an endless hole, and it's gonna be terrible for your mental health. So keeping up with the Joneses is not, you know, sustainable. So, you know, you always want what you can't have, okay? And you're always envious of people who have something that you can't have. But then also think to yourself, are you self-limiting yourself? Like there are things that, especially material things, like you can have them. You can, there's always a possibility. there are things that you cannot replace or can't have if you lose a family member, right? If you lose a parent, if you lost, you know, your father, and you watch a girl at her 16th birthday doing a daddy-daughter dance, you're gonna feel inadequate and sad. You're gonna feel salt on your wounds because you don't have that. But with material things, you can always buy them. Always. There's the rest of your life. You have time to strategize, and, you know, instead of being envious of these people, maybe think, okay, well, what is she doing, or how is she able to afford these things? I can get there myself, or I can surpass that. Like, don't bring it upon yourself. Don't make you feel like you're inadequate or you're less than that person. Luxury unboxings can train, or hauls, or even if it's not luxury, okay? It can sort of train overconsumption in people, okay? And we always criticize ourselves that we are, you know, consuming a lot more. We're more mindful of the environment now, we're more mindful of sustainable fashion, and our choices do affect the environment. We know that. So, but it can train unhealthy shopping patterns in people who are impressionable. So again, if you are going to be filming unboxings, you need to check in with each other time to time and let people know, or remind people that this is not expected of the average person, okay? Buying luxury bags is not normal. It's not the normal thing to do. It's luxury, okay? And buying one bag is probably not normal for you or the community that you're in, and that's okay. Like, that's totally fine. But overconsumption, if it's not caught, like, people will go into debt, and that's dangerous. When I read like financial advice and books and things like that, usually it's, you know, the advice is, if you're gonna buy a luxury piece, whether it's a luxury car, whether it's a luxury handbag, or anything that's luxury vacation, that you should be able to afford that 10 times over. And I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. Like, that might be a little bit too much, but meaning that, you know, if you're gonna buy $1,000, say, handbag, that you should have $10,000 of free money that you can just like leave and not need. That you have other money to feed all your necessities, and that $10,000 is for you to play with, and a tenth of that is something that you can spend on luxury. I don't know if anybody agrees with that. I mean, maybe it really depends, I think, on the person's situation, and what they're buying, but that's what's said. Another con is, let's say that you're in the luxury community and you watch a lot of these videos, you can actually get sick and tired of these luxury goods. Like, you may not get the same thrill as you used to. Like, and this is not even you buying anything. Like, you just might get sick and fed up with it, that you don't even like this anymore, and it's not a luxury for you anymore. It just becomes common, right? Or basic, and you are dissatisfied and you become insatiated. So self-limitation and feelings of inadequacy, this is something that we need to take control of. Like, especially with like the younger generation, I feel we need to be a bit more responsible in how we approach luxury unboxings, and remind everybody that this is not something that they're expected to buy all the time. And these discussions, I think, are really important to have. Don't self-limit yourself. You'll always feel inadequate comparing yourself to someone for having something that you want but you think you can't have. Okay, you can have those things. So if you self-limit yourself, you're gonna feel inadequate. Another thing that's really important to realize is that, especially when it comes to YouTube, like, I watch luxury unboxings because I actively seek them out. Like, I search for them, I click on them, I want to watch them. Nobody's forcing me to watch these things. It's called YouTube for a reason. It's you who are controlling the tube, and you get to choose what you want to watch. Like, I don't know how many billion videos are on YouTube, but you choose. Like, you search for these items. Like, they come on your suggested page based on what you search for. And even if a video comes up on your page, you don't have to click on it. if you're not interested in seeing an unboxing. Like you can not click, like you can move on to another video. There are channels like I like to watch DIY, I like to watch decor, I like to watch organization, I like to watch luxury, I like to watch health videos. There are channels that I don't have interest in yet, like for instance, mommy blogs or mommy vlogs. I don't have interest in that because I don't have kids. So maybe one day when I do have kids, I'll have interest in watching these mommy channels, but right now I don't. I don't want to watch that stuff. At the end of the day, it's okay to buy nice things. It's okay to share nice things with each other online. It's totally okay because there are people who are actively searching for that content to watch it. You're not being force-fed this content. You can click off, you can unsubscribe, you can not watch these videos, but you watch what you want to watch is what I'm trying to say. So I think unboxings are here to stay. It's not okay to let these videos affect your mental health. If it's something that you find that you do not have control over, and no matter how much you tell yourself not to let it get to you, and it is getting to you, then I would highly advise to distance yourself and not watch those videos, because then I think you need to work on why you feel inadequate. It's probably not the luxury that's making you feel inadequate. It's probably deeper down inside. So then I really would encourage to work on your self-identity, work on your confidence, spend your time on hobbies and interests that better your skills and better your life, and then maybe return to something like that. Because really, these are external. Like people doing unboxings, these are people that you don't really know personally. So they shouldn't make you feel inadequate. I understand if you feel inadequate, but they shouldn't make you feel inadequate and make you feel bad. So address those issues that are deeper within you. And you know, we do need to be mindful of the younger generation, because I know when I was like 18, 19, you're still impressionable, right? Like you haven't really formed that adult identity yet. Like now I'm older, like I have a career, I know what I like, I know what I don't like, I'm more set in my ways, so I don't feel like I'm influenced to buy things that I don't personally like. And I address this in my FOMO video, that I like what I like and I don't let other people's opinions of what they think is popular to dictate my buying. Okay, I buy what I buy. So I think I've covered all my points. I think I skipped over some things because I went over them before, but what do you folks think? Do you think unboxings are here to stay? Do you think they're over with and done for? Are you sick and tired of them? Do you still love to watch them? I personally think they're here to stay and I will continue watching them. Let me know your feedback in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.